Welcome to A2A Expedition. In the last video we visited Cape Town for the first time since leaving South Africa in 2012. After fixing up the Landy we rushed off to the Defender Trophy, but due to a breaking gearbox we had to limp back so we could give Mafuta some TLC. In this video, Luisa replaces a fuel pump, Jessica sticks her hand in the Thedford Porta Pottie, and we install some new spotlights. Let's get into it.
So, as most of you know, we were supposed to attend the Defender Trophy, and unfortunately we had a few issues on the way up. Thank God we were only 200 kilometers away from where we left, so it wasn't too far to travel back. But one of the issues that we're going to look at today is the fuel. Graham was putting in fuel at the gas station. All of a sudden there was a massive amount of fuel that just came rushing out of the tank. We're not too sure where exactly. Couldn't see a leak underneath. So I'm going to take a look. So it's evident that the fuel is leaking from the actual pump, and I'm presuming it's leaking from here. So what I need to do is I'm going to pop it off, but my suggestion is always take a photo of the color codes. I mean, I know it pretty well by now, but rather be safe than sorry. So it's pretty straightforward. You got your red, your solid green, your blue, and then a striped yellow and green. But the battery has been disconnected, so I can go ahead and take off the plugs, and then we'll see if we can get this thing sorted out. And like I say, I think it might have just been the pump that's not secured correctly. So that's looking pretty good. So the easiest way to pop off these ones is you take the long nose pliers, hold them on either side of the clips, and you just pull. Alright, there will be some fuel and sometimes there will be a pressurized sound when you're taking these out. Okay, try and keep them out the way. You can see there's quite a lot of fuel in them. Try and not get them dirty, because this is obviously going to go back into the fuel pump area. Alright. Now, in order to get the outer ring off, you take a flat screwdriver and you put it on one of these lips over here. There we go. So it's pretty straightforward. And then there's your fuel pump. Now,
you can clearly tell that the seal was bent out of proportion.
Explanation that it did that, made that problem. You can see it's all bent out of proportion. So best thing to do is I'm just going to try and bend it back in. Okay, so somehow this is a problem, so we're going to take the seal off, remove the seal. There is fuel in there, so be careful. So as you can see, quite dirty, so let's just clean that area a little bit. Slowly but surely grab it in. Down. Position. This fits it perfectly. Right. It's flush. Take this. We don't have the tool for it, so I have to do it by hand. There's a marking. We've made a marking to show where it needs to start on the threading. That's the marking over here. No, this one. this is the marking over here, and the thread starts somewhere over here. So as long as you put it in, because it will bounce out a few times, but I can already feel this is a much better fit than when we did it the other day. Alright, so it feels like it's on the threading. Grab a screwdriver, flat, and a hammer, and then just so now just clean the area. And now to put your plugs back. Alright, it was pink. See, you just pop it in. This one's blue. Alright, striped. Like I said, I've done this a few times, so I know exactly where the things go. I don't need to take a look at my picture. But if you are unsure, rather do it, take a look first before putting them in. Make sure it also click into place. This one, it's gone a little further over, and it doesn't want to click. If this doesn't click in, there's no pressure. Let me work on this one. So I'm going to do this, squeeze the piping. There we go. So sometimes this piping moves and it won't go in. So you just have to fiddle with it until it does. Alright. And then you pop your plug back in. And voila. That's your fuel pump. Essentially, that's a fuel pump replacement. Oh, just do it. There. Okay, one. Maybe just don't worry about the clock, just do it again.
Oh, don't touch.
Can you feel it? Yeah. Is it coming loose? Alright, awesome, thank you.
Put your
hairband in there?
Oh, poop. I think I got poop on my hand. Oh.
You need to do it again for no reason?
To record it. As many of you know, we were supposed to go on the Defender Trophy and we left 200 kilometers from where we were staying, and we had a few mechanical issues. The first is of the fuel pump. Let's hope that's been fixed. And then the second thing was that every time the hazards or the indicators were used, they'd both blow the fuses. So I need to check the relays to see that the relays aren't at fault, and then obviously if that is not the problem, we'll have to check the fuses as well as the hazard switch itself, the wiring by the driver's side for the indicators, and then trailer socket. And then if none of that works, then I'll have to check out the hazard switch itself, clean that, check the terminals, as well as then perhaps even open it up. So obviously the wiring to the loom was repaired. I did butt connect them and then also heat shrink them, so that shouldn't be the issue. I'm hoping that there's not another wiring that's gone bad and that's melted, because that's going to be a bit of a difficult one to try and find. So let's try the obvious options first: the relays, the fuses, the switches, and the visible wiring. And if all else fails, we'll have to follow the wiring loom all the way across the vehicle to see where the actual problem lies and where the short circuit is coming from. We can ascertain if there is a short circuit through one of the diagnostics that I'm going to be going through. So let's see, and let's start.
9 wires on our loom were completely burnt through, most likely being the cause of our electrical gremlins. But sadly it didn't fix our fault with the indicators that still pops up to this day. Back in the middle of 2019, we contacted Biermach and they agreed to send out a pair of LED spotlights that we planned to mount on the roof. This is the plan for cable management. We decided to drill a hole in the roof where the cable will fit through, then run along the A-pillar before sneaking in behind the dash, where it would be connected to a switch on the center dashboard. The ground wires were grounded in the engine bay. Here's how we did the connector. Sadly, the spotlights that Wehrmacht sent to us didn't come with the connectors we needed, so after we popped out to the local hardware shop, we decided to do it. The connectors we got came in 3 parts: a rubber housing, the main body of the connector, and a face, which also locked the cables in place. After cutting the cables and crimping the wires, we connected the rubber housing to the main body of the connector and pushed the negative and positive wires into the connector. Then we put on the front face of the connector, which also locked the cables in place. And voila, it was done. Thanks for watching A2A Expedition. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, like the next video where we replace our gearbox in a driveway. While you're down there, you might as well like, comment, and most importantly, share this video.